What is up, guys? JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan, and today we're going to be speaking about something that is sort of juxtaposed and that most of us don't really consider to be good, but it's actually really good. I believe boundaries are a source of liberation. Most of us have tried various restrictive diets over the year. A common complaint that I hear from my clients is that they have tried numerous fad diets and it's not sustainable. It's too limiting, right? This is often why people can't stick with these diets long term. I truly believe that food is meant to be enjoyed and shared with family and friends. And absolutely nothing can be more frustrating than attending an event and feeling limited by what you can or cannot eat. I remember when I used to bodybuild and I was always counting my macros and my water intake and all these different things, and it was so limiting. But I believe that positive outcomes arise from self-imposed boundaries. They're not meant to make us miserable with restrictions. Rather, healthy boundaries can truly liberate us. This brings to mind my favorite saying, which is discipline breeds freedom. Right? I think this applies to all endeavors in life, but definitely when it comes to food. Humans often struggle without parameters, boundaries, or guardrails. Many aspects of life, if left unchecked, can spiral out of control. I want you to think of things such as alcohol, gambling, work, food, just to name a few, and these are some of the leading causes of human distress. Through many resist and complain about boundaries, deep down, we understand that they have value. Consider the story of a school that was right next to a busy road. The kids were playing on a little patch of land because there was this very busy road around. And what was happening was they only had this little patch because the adults were watching over them, making sure that they wouldn't go onto the busy road. Well, some of the genius parents there decided to actually create a fence. And once they created that fence, they could go outside of the little patch and they had so much more freedom. This reminds me of a message I got from a former client. She says exactly this. It's been a while, it's been a couple of months since I've been on the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan. I just finished my 90-day transformation program. I wanted to thank you for everything you've done and taught me. Not only have I maintained, but I also have total freedom around food choices. This program has been truly liberating. You may wonder, what about this program is so unique, right? Like any endeavor, establishing a strong foundation at the start sets the stage for success. Our program emphasizes strict adherence for 6 to 8 weeks. We truly aim for behavioral change. We want your behavior to change, not just to give you dynamics, eat this or don't eat that. We're not just chasing a number on the scale. Our bold promise is that if you're diligent, right, committing to this period will lead to freedom around food forever. I know that's a bold statement, but it's very, very true. And we have 23 years of testimonials to back that up. During these weeks, we help people reset their palate and how their brain perceives reward, right? In other words, neutralizing your palate and changing your cravings will impact your body composition. Think about that, right? That's the basis of sustainability. If I can get you to change your affections around food, right, and the way you perceive reward when it comes to food, then that seems like a game changer. When the brain experiences abstinence from dopamine triggering foods, these high insulinogenic foods, it achieves balance. In other words, homeostasis. This is what the word homeostasis means. It's just balance. This clarity helps people make better choices. These people were previously clouded by strong food dependencies. Anytime you have a dependency, you're very clouded. And so when that cloud clears up, you have the ability to make better choices. Another benefit is also achieving metabolic flexibility. By depleting excess glycogen from the liver, this allows the body to use various sources of fuel, transitioning from slowly burning sugar to using stored fat and the calories consumed from the previous day that we actually call subtracts. In simpler terms, you'll experience the joy and freedom around food you've always desired while feeling and looking amazing. If you're thinking, JT, my situation is unique, I know we all have a tendency to think, hey, my problem is different and no one gets it. I've tried everything. I've done keto, Atkins, South Beach, macro counting, the power tide, low tide, high tide, and nothing has worked for me. I've tried countless diets, JT, without any success. I assure you that many of our clients have felt the same in the past. When they came to us, they explained the same exact thing you're probably thinking right now. But we've simplified the game of weight loss and maintenance. Lastly, beyond me introducing you to the philosophy of the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan, I want to offer you some tangible steps to start reaping the benefits. Here are 5 of our top transformation tips and hacks that are gonna get you started. Number one, activate your physiology, right? Begin by walking at least 3 days a week for 45 to 60 minutes at a pace where you can conserve your energy and not feel winded, right? So you don't have to be out of breath, you don't have to run, sprint, bike, do any of those crazy things. All you have to do is make sure that you're walking at a pace where you can hold a conversation. Number two, choose nutritious carbs. Limit starches, opting for fiber-rich carbs and lean proteins instead. Number three, opt for natural dressings. Use lemon or 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil as a dressing alternative. Number four, stay hydrated, right? This is the underestimated thing. Most people are dehydrated. In other words, when you actually get thirsty, you've been dehydrated for the past 2 hours. So aim for at least 36 ounces of water a day. This is a minimum, right? If you're already a water drinker, you can target half a gallon to a gallon per day. Number five, mindful eating. Reflect on your thoughts, patterns, and food as reward, right? Start to think, like, how do I think about this particular food? Why am I getting this craving at a specific time? Why is it that every time past 7 p.m. I get the munchies? Why is it that every time that I get into an argument, a discussion, or there's friction or adversity in my life, I reach for food? Remember that the battlefield is the mind, right? This is what we want to conquer. This is where you're going to wage your most important war. Now, you can try to hack your brain, you can try to trick your brain, but unfortunately, these strategies will not yield long-term dividends. Our brain needs constant reinforcement of truth, and our brain needs to be constantly renewed and reminded of these truths, right? These are things that we constantly have to renew our mind about. And if you're wondering what truth is, because this is a question I get all the time, well, what is truth? This is a question that has been asked for millions of years. I'm reminded of Pilate when he asked Jesus, what's truth? The challenge is he actually walked away, meaning that he wasn't ready to hear truth. My question to you is, are you ready to hear truth? Are you ready in your heart of hearts to receive the truths that are going to change your life? Maybe that you have a dependency on food. Maybe you've never considered that. Maybe your crutches are food. Instead of alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, the typical crutches, you have decided that food is the innocent drug, and at the end of things, you have to eat to survive. The problem is you're overdoing it, and in overdoing that, it's breaking you just like those other vices would break you. So, are you willing to be obedient to those foundational truths? I'd love to hear from you. Leave your comments down below. If we're not family yet and you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so we can stay connected. I hope that you've gotten some value out of this video. More importantly, I hope you put it to action. My name is JT Tapias. I'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao.